You really did go deeper into the caves. Well, you were easy enough to find. I've met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So, this is what became of our project. Oh, I've made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I've had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. He published his version actually. I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. We found your doctor. Oh, good. Yes, you're looking not well, to be honest. You smell like a distillery. Have you been drinking? We know that Conway has a drinking problem. Oh. Conway looks to the floor. Is that what happened? Wait. Hang on. You know how I thought the people in the strangers, they looked a lot like the boys from the distillery, aka people with that same leg that Conway has right now. The distillery. That's where you find alcohol. And earlier, when we were in the graveyard, that place was called Where the Strangers Should Be. Was that the distillery? Conway looks to the floor. Well, I wouldn't blame you if you had been. It's so dim here. So you found the address data? Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, will you be a dear and crunch these numbers? We're looking to sort out a street name collision. Dogwood Drive. Oh my god. It's been so long. It's like, what? What are we doing? Oh yeah, we were finding the files because there's so many different Dogwood Drives that we're trying to figure out which one we're trying to get to. Wasn't the Bureau gonna process it? I insist. I have cycles to spare. I'll just pack my pipe and get to it. Do you really have cycles to spare? Isn't that thing on its deathbed? I should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to... I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it in private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain. How do we get to the Bureau from here? The bridge! Yes, the bridge. Through the gate over there. Now we too recede into history. Good night, Donald. Oh, she couldn't even say good to see you again. And they're like so far apart. Even though they're talking to each other, they're like not even next to each other. We're caught right between them. Meet me at the Bureau, and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the Bureau. Between us, I think you should drive. Yeah, if Conway's been drinking. Did Conway drink at the bar? I don't remember seeing him drinking. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. Nobody else wants to talk to us. Wow. That simulation machine was so crazy. It was basically predicting everything that happened here up until the present. It didn't go further than that. Well, alright. Maybe they got more to talk about, so let's not, Oh, look at my mouse. I'm not moving it right now. It's like stuck on the bridge. Oh, what the hell is that music again? Someone has left a portable tape recorder on the path. It doesn't appear damaged, but there is no tape to play or record. Is that the tape recorder that we saw at the interlude in the museum? Was that the future? Huh. A bookshelf was carried only partway up the path here, before the project was abandoned. It's still useful, The peak of the spire is crowded anyway. The singing people are here again. Where's Johnny? A sensible modern electric lantern has been left here. The batteries have long since died. There's Johnny. Oh. I got so turned around up there. But here's you and Johnny. You two are like kindred souls, you know that? What happened up there? I'm actually not sure. Very mysterious, ma'am. So it seems like Junebug and Johnny, they might both be robots or something. According to what she was saying anyway. We're not too sure. We don't get to see the singing people this time. They head back into the night. Back outside again. Hang on. So if we want to go to... Yeah. Both of these places require that we go to the bureau first, so how do we go there? Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Okay, so just find the cathode ray. Cat carrier. Is that maybe Joseph's? Look at this. My mouse is just completely moving on its own right now. I'm not even touching it. Cathode ray. The bureau. Sprocket. A lot of things I've never seen before. A feather. The cactus. Antlers. Should I be putting on some radio music or something? Yeah, these are looking more familiar here. There we are. Okay. So from the bureau, if we want to go to the Consolidated Power Office, head clockwise for quite some time until you reach the Scarecrow, and then go back to the Bat Feeder. Scarecrow, Bat Feeder. Scarecrow, Crystal. Yeah, I'm remembering this. Scarecrow, though. Feather? Oh, the tree. Sprocket? Anchor. We just saw all of this, too. Bicycle. Feather. We're getting close. Scarecrow. And then Bat Feeder. These objects that they choose. Yeah, Bat Feeder? That's something that you would see in the cave. Like all of these things that we've seen so far, they're all related to memories of the people that go through the Zero. The Account Resolution Center is several hundred feet above the ground, precariously supported by a dozen metal pipes. The wires of a pulley system run down from a hole in the floor. A thin rope dangles next to them. Shannon tugs on the rope a few times. After a few still moments, the pulley wires grind into operation and a metal bucket slowly descends. While she watches the bucket approach, Shannon's mind wanders. She thinks about Weaver. She wonders if Weaver is ever down here, somewhere on the Zero, and what she might say about it. Probably something about its topology, it's not its surface. She remembers a puzzle Weaver enjoyed as a teenager, about bridges and islands. Move between the islands, crossing each bridge once and only once. Weaver filled sketchbooks, drawing these islands and bridges from memory, trying different routes. Eventually, she moved on to other puzzles. Had she solved it? Given up? Or maybe she'd just drawn these bridges and islands so many times that she's no longer needed paper and pencil to work on it. The pulley stops abruptly as the bucket reaches shoulder height. Inside it is a handwritten note. Regrettably indisposed, please call again. They're busy. Too busy for us. It's probably going back to the bureau. Clockwise to the anchor. Anchor, whirlpool. Okay. Do you want to go back to the bureau this way, or... How do we go back to the bureau from here? I don't know. We can walk around a little bit, because sometimes, maybe if we just walk around, we'll find something too. But of course, that is a lot harder than traveling with a purpose, because now we don't really have one. Animal bones. Alright. Lost? It's no shame, I'll take over. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Alright. Clockwise to the anchor. Anchor, whirlpool. Crystal? Can always remember that one. It's actually quite a bit of a distance to the anchor, I think. Sprocket. Anchor should be right here. Yup. Whirlpool. Man, how did these people drive up? Ooh. Hey, that's not what we were expecting. Two figures crouch over a pile of wood a few yards from the creek, occasionally hammering or making adjustments. Junebug pulls the bike closer to the creek. What looked from the road like a haphazard pile of wood, it's actually a worn boat. It's in poor repair. Perhaps it was abandoned and only recently salvaged. Johnny shouts a greeting. There is too much work to be done. Rotten planks need to be pulled and replaced. Nails need to be driven. Gaps caulked. Field recorder. They're not talking to us, they're too busy. The recorder's red light flips on with a thrum. The take-up reel rolls forward silently for a moment before catching tape and beginning the recording. One of the figures stops working, sets down a caulk gun. Oh. And looks over at Johnny. The other finishes tearing at a bit of rotten wood stuck to the hull, then turns. Ugh. After a minute or two, Johnny stops the recorder. File that one under water sounds. Yeah, don't think they appreciated that. Looking for the whirlpool here. Buoy. Yeah, there's a lot of like water-related stuff now. There we go. The Russ archives are housed in a low wooden building with angular flourishes and glass. Shannon enters alone, up a shallow ramp and through glass doors. A young woman seated in a wheelchair staffs the front desk. She smiles politely. Two folders are stacked on the desk, an orange one labeled Wheat Tree. Wheat Tree? That's Joseph, right? Wheat Tree? Mexico City. VAM station wagon, 1974. And a green one labeled Wheat Tree, Elizabethtown, kinetic sculpture. Oh yeah, that's why we were here to begin with, right? Because Johnny told us, or Joseph told us about this place. Shannon picks up the file labeled Mexico City, VAM station wagon in 1974. The woman at the front desk gestures to an unlabeled door in the back of the room. Shannon enters, switches on a lamp at a desk inside the small room, and sits down with the orange folder. Inside the folder are 3 plastic bags containing muddy brown flakes of varying sizes and hues. Each sample is numbered, with corresponding one-sheet documents interleaved. First sample. Taken from the hood of a station wagon. The text speculates about a tree under which it was parked. The decayed oak leaves found stuck in the windshield wipers, pools of dew that had accumulated in dents. What am I looking at again? Rust archives? I know we talked about this earlier in the act, but this act is pretty long, so I've forgotten what happened earlier already. Sample was taken from the passenger side door. The text describes some variance in oxidation and age, evidence that the station wagon was involved in a minor accident, and a part of the door repaired and painted over. Samples from the cars. Gas tank. Small rust here. The station wagon was returned to use after being abandoned for some time. Yup. And that's it for this one, but there are 2 folders. 3 plastic bags. Again. The sample was taken from the sculpture's base, and is the smallest of the 3. The base was made up of a cheap stainless steel. It resisted decay, but not entirely. This one's a sculpture, not a car. Dozens of small flakes, and was taken from a chain-link fence that surrounded the sculpture. The text speculates that the material making up the fence could not have been seriously intended to protect anyone or anything. It was too weak to be anything but decorative. Huh. The sample was taken from a garbage can near the sculpture. This kind of metal garbage can, its common use in institutional settings, and its resilience against air conditioning, discarded carbonated drinks, and other institutional hazards. Oh. Yeah, that one was a kinetic sculpture in Elizabethtown. Alright. Shannon leaves the rusted archives. Yeah, I don't think I know too much about what that was at all. Well, we can't go back to the bureau now, although I should have been putting on nice music this whole time, huh? There's no nice music in the Zero. It's just a big puzzle, right? I've got it. Is Lula here now? Scene 12, my goodness. Oh, that's Johnny. Oh yeah, look, the walking and the sounds. They were definitely in sync. There's a cat? Oh, there's a cat! Hey, see the cat over there? Think she'd eat some bread? Maybe we should leave a crust or 2 behind, and she'll go for it when she's comfortable. Now Johnny is talking to the... to the dog. Oh my god. She may look human. But the sounds... Anybody here? Looking for Lula Chamberlain. Hey! No receptionist today? Here you are. Marianne has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk. Marianne? Wasn't she one of the research assistants? Oh. You're not too busy? If I'm in the middle of something, I just let the phone ring. It's soothing in a way. The results just came in by courier. Good news. Donald and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had Rick cross-reference their results against some of our records. He found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. Okay. A ferry. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Are you going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive, and I'd like to be ready. Yeah, I remember her situation. She's been like stuck at this office job, this boring ass office job for however many years. So she's ready to get out. Maybe back to Mexico. It's been years. They still have one of my statues in a museum down there. Did you know? Big, ugly iron thing. Time to have it scrapped anyway. Have we seen that one? Big, ugly iron thing? Safe travels. Try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks, and deep. Thank you. I wonder if we can go in here again. Oh, no, we can't. We can just look, but we can't go in. Well. I guess that means we're going. Conway, we're gonna go catch a ferry, apparently. Now that I'm playing Shannon again, she's walking so much slower than Conway. How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows? Alright, what happened? What? In the church, at the graveyard. You two came out of there all weird. What happened? It's okay. You can tell them. It doesn't matter anymore. Oh, yeah, I'm curious about this too. Did Conway drink? Fine. So, we were in that graveyard. Now we get to see what was in the graveyard. Yeah, where the strangers come from. Do you need mold to make alcohol? I'm just wondering, because I actually do think the strangers might be the boys from the distillery. It's kind of weird. Oh, I forgot. You're all coming out here again. Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. It's muddy. Yeah, that's what he said. Crystals and then mud. Okay. I want to stay outside. Okay. I'll stay with him. We can look for lizards. Okay, we'll make it quick. Ah, now, this time, we can be Conway and Shannon. There's Ezra doing whatever. The church floor is cold metal, scuffed in flecks of unknown boot heels. Well, it's actually a church. I don't know what I expected. The strangers, he kept saying. Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Hell, you and I are practically strangers. Listen, earlier, in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but... What did you find down there? When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the saturation, and she was just there. It was kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared, suddenly, ran away, but we thought... You thought she was dead. What was she doing on TV? That's the part I can't... I've flipped past that channel a dozen times before in my tests. It was one of those public access things. Some old lady reading poetry. And then, the next time I flipped to channel 2, Weaver. It's burned in my vision now. She's standing in a room. The walls are a blank kind of gray. There's a tape on the walls, like markings, and desks. A classroom, maybe? So from Xanadu, we know that Weaver just kind of followed the strangers and then never came back again? Wait, well, if she followed the strangers, then she might be here, right? The camera's in the corner, so it's this sort of 45-degree angle into the room, and there's Weaver right in the center of the picture. Suddenly, the TV buzzing is getting louder. I stopped turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually, she spoke, but there was no real sound, just this awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine. I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted, fuzzy. It's so dusty in here, right? I hadn't noticed. Maybe it's me. I'm kind of allergic to... Well, the buzzing is getting quieter. What the hell was that? Did you hear that? Must have been the church settling. Whoa! What the hell? Oh my god. My people. Oh! Oh. Visitors. The stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient and sounds like it should be smiling. They can't seem to talk. Doolittle? Wasn't Doolittle the person who wrote the play? In the entertainment? My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you're here about the job. I'm afraid we only have one opening at the moment. Horrible business. What's his job? Certainly. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. Just look at his leg and look at you and... I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarized. We can converse as we go. What is this place? Some kind of factory? Yeah, maybe. But for what? Why hidden away like this? And what's that smell? Like bread. Baking bread? Please, follow me. I am certain there is alcohol in here. Ooh. Oh my goodness. I can degouse too. Oh, what the hell? It's normal employees. I have to ask you to step in here for a moment. This is for your safety, and adjust your outfits just a bit. There is some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. We don't wear glasses. So, that won't be an issue. And neither of us wear... No, we do wear shoes. Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway. Just this way. We don't get to see. Oh. A construction hat. It's Conway. What the hell is going on here? There's people at the desks, but we can't speak to them. Oh! Oh, they can sit down there, or... Oh, what the hell? Why is nothing labeled? More arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Gotta relay the formula. The formula? What formula? Huh? Oh, the formula changed our lives. Once, years ago, we were as prisoners to the intricacies of our debts here. We'd have to account for everything on paper. Compounding interest by hand, reassessing amortization and leverage asset distributions according to nightly merit decay. Then, she stepped out of the dark caves. Weaver! To show us the light of the formula. She had a brilliant grasp of mathematics and a saint-like way of speaking right through the numbers. Now we just plug our daily numbers into the formula and run it all through the adding machine. We occasionally suffer some surplus drift, but she instructed us on all the necessary adjustments. It was devastating to see our revered mathematician go, but she was needed elsewhere. Her legacy abides. Ah, where did she go? She's not here again. What job are they working on? I don't know that it's been settled just yet. You see, sometimes we take on newcomers already in debt to the distillery. Distillery! One of the foremen will find something for them to do. Chip away at their sum until it's all settled. Oh, hang on. Oh my god. I didn't even realize it until now, but these three people. It's the people from the entertainment. Cause they got sold here. Because of the debts. Cause they owe debts to the lower depths. What were their names again? Oh my god, I forgot their names already. Lawrence? Paula's dad? And then the lady who was like obsessed with the ocean and the beaches and the pool. The one who was drunk, and then she had a husband, Tim. And then Lawrence's wife. Oh, I can't remember any of their names. But you know who I'm talking about. Well, that's what I'm doing here. Chipping away. That's what we're all doing. Oh, it's totally them. Their haircuts and everything. You can recognize it. Damn, they got like sold here. Wow, check this stuff out. It must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition. You really like old electronics. Yeah, I've got it bad. That's why I got into this business, to keep old stuff like this running. Seems like such a shame to let it all fall into ruin, you know? Like that computer back in the cave, Xanadu. Decades of engineering, thousands of years of mathematics and philosophy, all petrified into living stone. How could you just let that fall apart? Wow. And somewhere here, we found out from the skeleton guys how to fix the machine. We haven't found out yet. Where the heck are we going? A shuttle! I feel like I'm on a gigantic tech campus, like a Microsoft campus or something, but in the 1970s. Here's a fleet. Oh, we just use these to get around internally. How big is this place? Oh, it's grown a great deal over the years. Incredible to think, really. When Mr. Bishop founded this operation, it was only about 1,800 square feet, and half of that or more was occupied by camouflage to keep the law out. What, is this like illegal? Hiding out in the back of an old church, purifying spirits by handmade fire, a kettle and a dream. So, the trucks are just the east a ways, in shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facilities. Sublime machinery. Can we walk around a little bit? I guess not. Okay. Or can we walk this way? Not really. Let's get on the shuttle. The fleet. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh my god. No way. Shipping is over there. Where does this go? To a freaking brick wall. Alright. Oh, they even know how to freaking like turn without me doing anything aside from clicking on the one point. Whoa. Distillation. So this is the distillery then. How do we get out? Can we get out and just walk around? What the heck? Don't let them catch you looking too closely here. Not within our purview. Oh, we can look at something else. Sure, plenty else to see. Marvelous engineering though, isn't it? Apparently that's too private for us. Alright. Oh! Connie, how's your rat? Connie is a great lover of animals. Do you know she's adopted over a dozen pets in as many of the last years? Of course, death comes to all things great and small. The distillery found that the remains in our makeshift pet cemetery were trespassing in our subterranean property. Our hand was forced. In order to avoid the legal extinguishment of our easement, we were required to file a civil suit. Ever the level head, Connie agreed to a pre-court settlement to pay off her fines by working for us here. What? So the longer you work here, you eventually just become one of these weird skeleton things? Okay, everyone who's working here is in debt. That's what I'm getting here. Let's get back to the main area, because I think we can do the degaussing on some more people in the places that we've seen so far. Oh. Shipping. They still think we came here for a job, but we didn't. Can't get off here. Can I get off here? Back up here. Yup. Earl. Why does it show that icon? It's like he's dead. This is Earl. He used to be a beekeeper. Hang on. Are they actually dead? Because I am thinking about how we are under a graveyard right now. Oh my god, okay. The markings on the graves. Was it talking about alcohol? Fill date? And like it had a taste rating or something, right? Oh. Anyway, this is Earl. He used to be a beekeeper. Borrowed some used casks to store the hives, but the interest accrued more quickly than the money. Than the honey. Now he works for us here in logistics. Nope. Somehow the degaussing makes them a little brighter. That's it. Oh, I might not be able to degauss that guy then. Because we couldn't really walk that far earlier. Yeah, I think we can't talk to that guy. It's crazy. This place is huge too. So we're in logistics. We can see shipping over there. Do we want to go to shipping? Guess we'll look around a little bit more. There's even music on this car. It's nice. Hey, there's someone right here. Oh, they're on the freaking railing. No, I thought they were on the ground level. Never mind. Actually, can we go up the stairs? Would that be a thing? We just got back up onto the car, but... Let's take it off and then walk here. Oh. Guess we get more protective headgear here. Can't go in. Computers! Ted. How's it looking, Ted? Get a new fan installed? Ted met one of our engineers at a bar some years ago, and then they just clicked. Our engineer told him about some trouble with the equipment here, and he felt compelled to take a crack at it. Ted's been obsessively tuning, replacing, and upgrading ever since. Quite a project, Ted. You'll get ahead of it one day, I'm sure. So this person's not in debt. Wait, wasn't that Evelyn's husband? Is it the same guy? Please, don't touch a thing. Very sensitive devices. We're not even allowed to run the formula through them. We have some computer issues of our own. Computers. Personally, I'm opposed on principle. Am I boring you yet? Are you simply dying of boredom? I myself could discuss this matter past sunrise. We're trying to fix this old computer in the caves. Of course, I'm boring you. Let's move on. Oh, okay, well, nothing of value was lost, probably. Danny. How goes the mystery, Danny? Danny's an enigma. He leases an old van from our fleet for some kind of daily art project. He drives out every morning and comes back by evening smelling of propellants. Can't afford the lease in cash, so he pays us with work here. Debt again. Smells of propellants. Oh. More of these old computers. Looks like about the same vintage as that stuff in the cave. How can you tell? Oh, I don't know this make or model, but you can tell. Check out these tubes. Nobody uses these anymore. I'm not sure where they even get replacements these days. It's rare stuff. Hey, is this like antiquing with Lysette for you? I probably sound kind of ridiculous, waxing on about vacuum tubes and oscilloscopes. It's good to have a passion. Yeah, I guess it is. Someday you'll have to tell me what yours is. Just driving around, delivering antiques, of course. Best job in the world. Trying to deliver to an address that we can't even find, goddammit. I love how I have like an employee pass, but it's just flinging around. So I guess these are like before and after. I wonder what they keep the old casks around for. They smell nice for a little while, but it's pretty overpowering. No way around that smell. No way to clean them after the aging process. I mean, it's a one-way street. Yeah, so if it wasn't made abundantly clear, we are definitely in the distillery here. They even said it by name earlier. Feel that draft of warmth? Like a summer breeze. This is the aging warehouse. It's heated artificially? 100%. Draws a lot of electricity to tame this cold, rocky cave, I tell you that. Ah, it's still inside the cave. Of course, we only have half our aging stock in here at any given time. Most distilleries let their whiskey sit in casks through the cycles of seasons. In summer, the wood expands and the whiskey seeps in, picking up flavor. In winter, the wood contracts and squeezes the whiskey back out. Down here, there are no seasons. Each workday proceeds from the last in an unbroken chain of climate control. So, we make our own seasons. Each cask alternates in a weekly cycle between the cold ground upstairs and this heated warehouse. Wow. Who's your boss? You got this huge operation going on here. Doolittle. I'm so suspicious of that name. Because we know it's the guy who wrote the play, isn't it? Or the guy who, combined them into one play. I think that was it. Aging. You know, I only realized this just now, but, the casks. They're coffins. It's not a regular... What kind of distillery is this? Oh my god! That's why the graves earlier had the fill date and the taste. What? It's not alcohol. It's corpses. What? Oh my god. That's not creepy at all. I was thinking the casks looked a little funny, but I thought it was just, I don't know, maybe this distillery had squarish casks. But then we turned the corner and we had a good look at it. Oh my god. Fermentation tank. Smell that? No mistaking it. It smells kind of oily. That sickly, sweet, hypnotic aroma, like twilight at an all-night filling station. It's the mash. We use a distinctive accelerant when cooking it. Don't ask me what it's called. It hasn't got a name. A dark, viscous fluid. It arrives monthly in unlabeled barrels on a horse-drawn cart. A descendant of one of Mr. Bishop's friends delivers it. Silent, middle-aged women. That family is still somehow in debt to us, I'm sure of that. Do we know about this? I don't think so. Nothing to say? Alright. Wow. Got a huge thing going on here. Oh. I am so... I don't even know what to think anymore. Are they actually corpses, or is this like some weird metaphor? Oh my god. And it's really strange too, because they have this like super realistic setting of a factory here. And you can even see the freaking alcohol bottles and whatnot. But in the background, you realize that something is just a little bit wrong with the coffins. This is where most of our staff ends up. Oh, pretty modern equipment. Oh, absolutely. Top of the line machinery. A dramatic improvement. We used to bottle everything by hand, but these machines are marvelously effective. Made things a bit complicated for the workers. After all, the distillery can't just fire them. How then would they settle their accounts? But there's nowhere else to put them. They keep an eye on things here. Can't be paid as much just to watch, of course. Well, that's progress for ya. Yeah, this is so illegal. That's why they're taking... All of their workers are like people in debt, and they're hiding under a church, underground, in a cave, under a graveyard. Oh, we can only pick one thing to look at. Damn. Cliff. This is Cliff, in bottling. Did you know... Well, how could you? Cliff was behind bars not long ago. He placed a desperate advertisement in a local newspaper, seeking assistance on his bail. The distillery put up the money, and now he's working it off while his case hovers in a bureaucratic limbo. That makes you wonder if being here is really the best thing, because he's pretty much going to be here forever. Whereas, if he was behind bars, he would still be released someday. But now he's just here. Oh my god. Where do we go now? This way? Hey man. No, that's the end of the road, I think. Is it? Can we go there? Doesn't seem so. Maybe we gotta go back to shipping. Turn this way. Ooh. Oh, coffins. Whoa. Wait, why are some of them still burning? Lumberyard. Oh, that's creepy. Can we get... Oh my gosh. And when they said casks earlier, they actually mean caskets. Yeah, it's a casket. It's not a cask. It's a little different, man. Davey, how goes it? Watch out for Davey. He's a skilled card player. He once played a marvelously protracted game of blackjack against our old floor manager, Jane, in some tiki lounge in the Echo River. His luck ran out. Hey, the Echo River, that's where we gotta go. His luck ran out, and he couldn't cover his losses, so she offered him a job. Here's the charring yard. Vents pretty well considering. Ah, the smell. This is why they call bourbon a comfort food. Those are empty, right? What? Oh, of course. We don't really exhume them anymore. We tapped that source years ago. Alright. Oh. Oh, they're building it here. We build every cask by hand, right here. It's tradition, but I like to think our application of hands and hammers to the oak gives our stuff a kinda life. Well, that's what I like to think. Shannon's being way too reasonable here. They look like coffins? That's tradition too, I suppose. And I'm sure it helps avert suspicion if a satellite catches us burying them upstairs. Oh. Wait, so it's not bodies then? I don't know anymore. I don't know. This whole thing is so illegal and just strange. Can we go beyond? Not really. I think we gotta go. Alright. Man! This has been a wild trip down here. Aging? We've been to that, yep. Meanwhile, Junebug and Ezra looking at graveyards and the cemetery outside. We take forever here, and they're like, oh my god, why are they taking so long? Okay, shipping. How do we go to shipping? Here it is. Now I have to ask, as a matter of course, what kind of experience do you have driving trucks? I drove deliveries for an antique shop up until this last run. Aha! Precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive safely, can't you? I haven't any doubt now. It's only after what happened with Miguel this evening. What happened with Miguel this evening? Well, the dust is still clearing, of course. Perhaps he's closed his eyes a moment, or simply hit a curve too devilish. I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was good company, and slow to anger. But if we're speaking confidentially... Well, with all that lost product to be repaid, bourbon and glass dashed across the interstate. And a few casks, too. We're all just thankful he had no next of kin. Hey, in Act 1, there was a traffic accident. Was it this? So, let's see if we can bring up the dispatcher. Doolittle starts the truck and switches on the CB radio. A deep, monotonous voice droned from the dashboard speaker. 10:20 on the load. Come back. Up in the Hummingbird Cave. 10:12, City Kitty. This is a good time, dispatch. We may have found Miguel's replacement. Thought you might like to get acquainted. 10:09, come again. Introduce yourself. Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. They're very well regarded here. Yeah, time to get to the meat of the topic here. You folks know anything about a moldy old computer? You folks, 99 wheel holder, gotta pay the water bill. Ah, so. I'm certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, eh? Oh, sure. I know you'll just want to look. Kick the tires, that's a thing we do, isn't it? As though our knees could exert the kind of force these tires see out there on the road. We're more likely to hurt ourselves. Isn't it the way, eh? Tires look fine. Oh, I'm sure. It wasn't the tires that failed our dear Miguel, we are quite sure. Ooh. Conway sat in a dim room, full of folding chairs. The walls and ceiling were painted with old smoke. Someone read from the book. He drank coffee, as it is. He listened. The speaker listed all the things we tried. Most people in the room were probably there by court order. Oh, what is this? Court? Oh! Is this like Alcoholics Anonymous or something? A few others shared. They spoke in abstractions, like a program of action, a good orderly direction, spiritual but not religious, religious but not spiritual. All the things we tried. Then it was over. They clasped sweaty hands through a short prayer and stepped back out into the morning. He knew it was time to hit the bar. He started walking. He was always walking these days. It was good to slow down. It felt clarifying, like a walking meditation. The road ran by a creek for a while. He took an unforeseen detour, where the creek and road parted, following the edge of the water. He skipped a few stones alone, then stopped to consider an overturned boat. It was a kind of serenity, the wandering and looking without purpose. He was coming to rely on those moments. Now, what else can we show you? I don't know. Let's take a look at the back of the truck. Oh, looks like it's just about ready to go out. We have some good, strong folks in the shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading if you don't want to. Bit hard on the knees and back at our age, eh? Of course, you'll have to unload at the destination, but that's a job. And some drivers like the extra shift stacking and loading here. Did Miguel load his own trucks? He did. It was a jealously guarded task for him. If I didn't know the man better, hear me now. I say, if I didn't know the man better, I may have suspected he was skimming off the top. Conway woke up on baled hay. Everything was too bright. His head hurt, the usual. Lysette and Ira argued loudly, just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside and shower, have some coffee, get to the job. Is this when I was first hired as a delivery driver? Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. It was an important job. They couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and send him packing. He said Charlie could do the job. Conway stepped out of the barn, shielding his eyes. He tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled around it. Lysette looked away. Ira just spat and went inside to wake Charlie. What's going on here? Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along, and Conway drifted out again, and he didn't hear about the accident until months later. The accident of Charlie falling off the roof. So, what's next? We're hardly listening. Control the wipers with his knob here. They seem to have a decent torque to them, eh? Can't say how they fare in an ice storm. But we must never delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk. Always clear skies down here. So I hear. But most of our product is delivered by surface roads, which feel rain quite often, particularly in the spring months, so I hear. They ditched class for the day to drive in the rain. It was pointless to stay. I'll review. He was a lost cause, and she didn't need it anyway. She was smart, bored. It was time to cut out. School? She? Shitty day for it though. 83 and biblical flood. They went to see a movie. Is it like him and his girlfriend or something? It was some anonymous swashbuckler film about real men and women. Real tights, real lips, fake blood. They brought a flask. Of alcohol. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted once to have loved. Brown hair curled around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. A song about someone she wanted once to have loved? Is that the song we heard from Junebug? Oh. They poured another drink. And another. And another. She worried it was getting dark out, and then it was getting light out. They ended up in someone else's field, in someone else's car. Ugh, an early morning joyride, in a sunrise collision. She got on the bus, and he hiked back to his car. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago? Toronto? Barrow? It seemed like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time. As he pulled out of the parking lot, he removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment and felt the car drift into a decision. Years later, he'd think of this as the moment he himself started drifting. A modest technology, but suited to the job, eh? Plenty good enough. Alright, we don't care about the headlights. We don't care about it, okay? The magic hour. Drivers sleep in the day then? Sure, those that sleep. Miguel pulled extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd help me, you know? Sometimes over in bottling. He shouldn't have been driving at dusk. Weird shadows, soft light, dangerous. Conway had to get off the highway. Too loud, too murky. He turned off into some gray cornfield in Indiana. Empties rattled under the passenger seat. Empty bottles? Yeah. He kept them over there so the smell wouldn't spread. That window was always open a crack. He had to pull over. He just needed a nap, even if he ran late. He was only human. He'd been out since the headlights were on. Didn't even stop for coffee. He cracked a beer at 3, eyes on the road. 4:30, he dodged some stray cattle. The headlights were coming back on. Rockfield could wait. Early morning couldn't be worse than late night. What could they care? He just needed a few hours. So, moving on. The dispatch should be back. Driver, come back. Ah, there's dispatch. Now tell them about your experience. Tell them the truck's in good shape. Tell them you'll start in the morning. I really can't. Yeah, we've got to finish this delivery in a few... 10:33 dispatch. Got 2 black eyes and a flock of crocodiles. Come back. 10:4. Back it down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, Lem. 10:4. Come back, wheel holder. 10:4. Nah, we're not gonna get a job here. Dispatch is addressing you. He's here, dispatch! Got your ears on? Good. Listen to this. So... I think that went well. Let's head back up to logistics and seal the deal, eh? And I've got one more thing to show you. That went about as well as it could have. Which is to say, it did not go well at all. I don't think we're getting the job. Is it nighttime now? Like, everything is so... Oh, can we go further? Oh. Oh, and that's bottling again. Got the docks down here. Mess hall. Hey, there's a TV. Is anyone here? I can't even tell, unless if we degauss. Rawl, Reuben. This is Rawl, our young prodigy. Rawl is being groomed for the role of master distiller. The distillery paid tuition for his chemistry degree, and in exchange, he's here serving out an apprenticeship, and shall be for many years, I expect. Reuben here was once a serial entrepreneur. Do you know what that is? He created and sold a bunch of businesses, one after another. Creative bookkeeping caught up with him, and he had to borrow against some empty promises to keep his licenses intact. Now he's here in shipping. Wow, everyone has their own story. It's a very real place. Do you think you could ever live somewhere here like this? Do you think you could ever live somewhere like this? Seems comfortable enough. No, it seems really lonely. Yeah, I guess you don't... Where do you live? I stayed in a barn on Lysette's property. Oh, damn. Hey, I was living in my workshop, right? I'm really poor. Now that your shop is closing, I guess you're... Yeah, I guess that's me too now. If I can't get my landlord to change the locks back. Yeah, that conversation in the mines. She's getting kicked out. Just a couple of vagrants, huh? We'll figure it out. Well, I guess we can head back to logistics and see if we're getting the job or not. High doubts. Hey, we are kinda unemployed right now. This is my last delivery. I didn't know the shop was closing though. Did I just forget, or did we not learn that? I don't know. Damn. And apparently Shannon's shop is not doing well either. There we go. Oh? Let's head back upstairs, eh? I have one more thing to show you. Wait, we only came here looking for some answers about this stupid moldy computer. Oh, the old man in the cave with the moldy computer. The black mold. It's drawn to whiskey. It feeds on ethanol fumes, you know? As we age the whiskey, some of it inevitably evaporates into the air. The angel share. Yup. It goes through the vents here and out into the caves. If we can scrape up that mold, we can usually apply some pressure and cold to it, squeeze and condense the angel share back into drinkable whiskey. Oh! Yeah, so it is involved in the creation of alcohol then. Getting the mold. It's... oh my god. Every drop counts when you're making a living off the stuff. So we go down and scrape it off as equipment, just like any other place it grows. Oh, but then the mold. The mold also makes the computer better, doesn't it? It like makes the circuitry better or something? He kept sending his people here to drive us away. Paranoid. Truly paranoid. Well, now that we have the formula, we don't need to go collecting mold. But we didn't do anything to his moldy computer. He just forgot the password. One of his assistants shared it with me. Dominaire. That'll get you going, I'm sure of it. Ah, and I'm guessing this is dependent on what we chose earlier. How to fix the computer. So, join me upstairs? Sure. Whoa, everyone's all gone. We're kinda still here. Oh, do you mean like upstairs? The 3 people are gone for sure. Well, yeah, we're not looking for a job here. If you don't mind... Oh, we gotta put back down the safety caps. Sorry, man. We weren't here for the job. Adding machine. Here it is. A beauty, wouldn't you say? It's an antique, you know? What is it? Why, it's an adding machine. This is where we come for our daily ritual, to calculate the day's interest and repayment according to the formula. I usually do so at the beginning of my shift, so I know how many hours I need in order to keep up. Yes, I believe you'll do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations, you're hired. Wait, we can't. Wait, Junebug and Ezra is right here. There's a bottle right here too. Ah. It's customary here to start each day with a shift drink. Let's make it special. Mark the occasion. This is the top shelf stuff now. Single barrel. He doesn't... Down the hatch. Venom Memoriae Mors. And we have to drink. But we know... Oh my god. Oh. I'm not moving the mouse right now. It's moving by itself. Oh, I can't move it away. I can't do anything to influence it. Cause Conway is a bit of an alcoholic. Decent enough. Welcome aboard. He's not working for you. We have to get back to this... He has a delivery to make. What's this? Not working? Are you turning down this opportunity? She's right. I have to make this, I'm disappointed. And I'm afraid that leaves us with a delicate problem. As I indicated, this is the top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. If it's not your first shift drink, well, and there is a matter of this tour just now, my time and experience are billed at quite a premium. We're getting drunk, that's why everything is blurring up. This is not good for you, my friend. You're in quite deep, by my back-of-the-envelope estimations. Well, we have that in common, I suppose. All of us. Yes, I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. It's just the way of it. They forced you into debt here. What's happening right now? You can start tomorrow. Take the time to settle your affairs. Of course, the interest begins to compound immediately. And, well, we'll go over the formula when you get back here. I should get back to work. See you tomorrow then. We just got forced into a job. Tomorrow? We're not coming back. So, I guess I start in the morning. Oh yeah, I forgot. We were retelling the story to Johnny and Junebug. I guess... I'm confused. It's just the way these things go, kid. It's kind of like being addicted to alcohol, huh? Like the whole way that we got forced into this job. The moment we took a sip of that alcohol. It's like we're being pulled back into that alcoholic lifestyle. Huh, well, that still gives us a few hours to roam, right? Where's that ferry? We don't have to go back. They can't force us. Oh! Are we on the ferry right now? Have we been on the ferry the whole time? Remember on the... No. Whew. There's the actual ferry. Yeah, I remember we were by a dock. Wow. The ship horn. It was a mammoth. Well, that was weird enough. Wow, that was a bit of a long reading scene at the end there in the distillery, but that whole place was just so strange. You know how they kept talking about the formula? So I think if you're at a distillery, very instinctively you would think, oh, okay, the formula for making the alcohol. But no, it's actually the formula for calculating debt. And all the workers there were there because they were in debt. Not legitimately, though. I think it becomes abundantly clear that this place was... It's not... Well, number one, it's not legal. And it's kind of like a loan shark, but you never decided to make that loan in the first place. Not really such a nice place. Not at all, with the coffins and stuff, too. It's basically like where people go to die. So as usual, just like with the first two acts and all the interludes and stuff, it's kind of weird and everything is just like, oh, okay. Yeah. Things are coming together really, really slowly though. And like, I like how they make references to old things that happened really, really long time ago. Like Miguel's accident. Pretty sure that was the one that Joseph told us about in Act 1. The traffic accident. And then we saw the people in the interlude here too. Lots of stuff going on. And we're taking the ferry next time too, so that's gonna be even crazier. I wonder how Conway's debt problem is gonna be resolved though, cause up until this point, we were just like, okay, well, we'll make the delivery and that'll be okay. But now we've got this like, oh, okay, after we make the delivery, then Conway might be in debt and have to come back here and work for the rest of his life. What? Yeah, so I'm not sure what's gonna go on there. Obviously, the highlight of this act was the song that was in the middle. But, yeah, the whole thing was pretty surreal, and I liked it overall, but yeah, again, you have to be in that sort of, like, quieter mindset to really enjoy this to the max, because otherwise, you get impatient and you start wanting things to happen, and it's very, very slow moving, so gotta keep that in mind. Anyway, when we come back, we will move on to the interlude between Act 3 and 4 then. See you soon.